Excited.
Let's do an exercise, an activity to warm up ourselves. Just raise your index fingers just like this. Yeah. Okay. Now you have to start counting. One, two, 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 three, four. Now start doing. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. A very warm welcome to meeting number 78 of the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club. I'm Sunil Gupta, your Sergeant Arms for the meeting. As the Sergeant Arms, it's my duty, it's my responsibility to highlight some key points, some guidelines for the meeting. The meeting is scheduled for a duration of 2 hours, and you are expected to stay for the entire duration to get the maximum benefit out of it. Your video should be on and audio should be off until you are called or you need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International doesn't put any restriction on speaking on these topics, at the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, we always request all the speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. Our club mission is to provide a positive and supportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I hope, I believe that you all will follow these guidelines to maintain the decorum of the meeting. So now it's time to call upon the presiding officer of the meeting. The presiding officer is a post prevention of sexual harassment and POXO protection of children from sexual offenses trainer who helps build inclusive workplace. She is a communication and workplace skills coach. She is a CBSE English faculty who has been helping students to ace their board examinations. And what I like about her the most is her straightforward nature, her directness, her openness in communication. She expresses her thoughts and feelings very clearly without sugarcoating them and without beating around the bush. So please help me welcome the presiding officer, Toastmaster Jaspreet Kaur, with a huge round of applause. Over to you, Jaspreet.
Thank you so much, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. And a big round of applause for Toastmaster Sunil Gupta for doing his role very well. And here I want to add for the guests over here that Sunil Gupta has this magic charm for every meeting. This special spice, tadka, whatever you may say, he adds to every meeting, some or the other, which is, ensures that everybody sitting over here all into the meeting. Leave everything, be here, the meeting has started. So kudos to you for that, Sunil. I don't know where you dig deep and from where you bring out different activities to involve everybody. So thank you for doing that. And with this, I declare meeting number 78 of the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club to order. And I welcome all the Toastmasters, visiting Toastmasters, and guests to our meeting today. And I see somebody by the name of Ashutosh Singh. Ashutosh, could you please unmute yourself and give a quick 15 to 20 seconds of introduction, whether you are a Toastmaster or a guest?
I'm a past Toastmaster, currently a guest.
All right. So where are you from and where did you come to know about today's meeting?
So I came to know from Mita. I follow her status
Okay.
on WhatsApp a lot.
All right,
Yes.
all right. So, welcome, Ashutosh. I hope you get what you are searching for, and do stay with us till the end to let us know how you found the meeting. What did you expect? What did you get? What more do you want out of this meeting? Because there's a lot that we can dig deep and we can find out from a Toastmasters meeting. And I also see Rashi Garg. Is it the same Rashi Garg from Agra?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello,
I
Rashi.
saw it. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Rashi?
Good, good. When I saw it in the morning, I was like really thrilled. Like I was like, I should definitely join it today.
That is great, Rashi. Great.
Yes.
Wonderful. And this Priya Singh is our own Priya Singh, right? Priya, are you the Priya from Gabbys? All right. So we have Toastmaster Pritpal, who is a guest Toastmaster, visiting Toastmaster, but still I think she's a part of Gabbys now. Anytime we call out, she's there for us. So Toastmaster Pritpal, a quick 15 to 20 seconds introduction for the others and anything you want to tell us about Gabbys, because you know
Uh,
us very well now.
yes, I think I was a part of the Gabby's meeting day before yesterday
Yes,
also.
yes, yes.
So yeah, hi, I'm Pritpal. I'm the president for the Palawa Toastmasters Club, and I've been a Toastmaster for 7 years now. And I mean, I think I got introduced to Gabby's this year, on the last year, and I look out for chances to attend your meetings. Unfortunately, at times because it's a working day, not every time I'm able to attend, but whenever I attend, I am thrilled to attend these meetings for the quality of speeches, for the quality of evaluations, the innovations that you have, even in the same structure, the different kind of things that you have. Like for the first time, I saw the TTE sessions here, the two evaluator thing. So
Yes.
I think I look out for innovations which I can take to my club, and
Exactly.
share. I love to see the best practices and share it with my club. So yeah, more than 15 seconds.
Thank you so much. You've given a detailed analysis of our club as well, along with your introduction. So thank you very much for doing that for us. Now, for the interest of the guests who are not Toastmasters, just a very quick information about Toastmasters. So this is a platform that was started by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley in 1924, a platform which was for public speaking and leadership. But then I feel when we are delivering the projects and giving our speeches, there is so much that we learn from each other. I think there is nothing under the sky that gets left untouched. And today's meeting is going to be an example of that. Anything and everything we come to learn through a Toastmasters meeting. And talking about Gabby's Toastmasters Club. One family having three clubs, which means three meetings every week, which means a lot of roles to be taken up, a lot of projects to be done, speeches to be delivered, so much to explore and learn and grow and evolve. So all of us have seen our growth. All of us have evolved in the manner probably which we wanted, and sky is the limit, I guess. So that is what each and every Toastmaster would resonate with me, whether Gabby's or any other club. That is what Toastmasters is, a community for us. We may be coming from different clubs, but then yes, we are connected with one another. Now, when talking about Gabby's, you can see the colorful background that all the Gabby's people have. So that is the Gabby's Day, which is going to happen on June 14th, which is day after tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning. Hybrid it will be. So anyone who is there in Bangalore should definitely go and be a part of the event. And the others are more than welcome to be a part of it online, because there is a lot happening. There is a lot cooking up. There's a lot steaming up. So see to it that you are there to enjoy each and every flavor of the meeting. The agenda is set. The events are going to happen. The role takers are there. Now just you need to be there to enjoy and participate in all the fun that is going to happen. Well, moving on to today's meeting. Today's meeting is again a very special one. One reason we have a guest who's going to talk about something which in today's era all of us look up to, which is how to start a podcast. But before that, I will have to call the Toastmaster of the day who would take the thing further ahead. Now, what is the Toastmaster of the day about to do? Probably bring a fruit palette for us, or maybe ask us to arrange for the fruit palette. So rather than the popcorn, today's meeting is going to be a healthy one. Arrange your fruit palette and sit through the educational session and enjoy this. So for this, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Samita Kar, who is going to arrange all this assortment and take it further ahead from me. And Toastmaster Samita Kar, who is a retired principal, also a very creative person. She's a retired principal. Now she's pursuing her soft skills career for graduating kids. Over the years, her hobbies have changed from batik and cross stitch to reading and traveling. You name it, and she's done that. She's enjoying her third pathway in Toastmasters journey. Today, probably she's taking us to her kitchen. So over to you, Toastmaster Samitakar. Please take us ahead from here.
Thank you and good evening, everybody. I hope y'all are all ready in journey of the summer fruits. Now, why you might think did I choose such a topic as such as summer fruits? Because that is where we learn such a lot. From fruits, you may ask? Yes, from fruits. If you look at these summer fruits, the first thing that comes to our mind, they're not available throughout the year. And that makes it so very special that when the blazing sun hits, we are waiting for those favorite mangoes, lychees, jamuns, pineapples for refreshing our palate and enjoying that because it is fleeting. It is there only for a very short period of time. And when something is not available, obviously, we, in our mind, in our soul, we start cherishing it all the more. Now, when you wait for the year long, that arrival of a ripe mango, and it comes to your house, close your eyes and imagine the fragrance, the excitement, and then the greatest reward, the sweetest reward is that you cut it and put it in your mouth. I am sure every one of you have gone back and enjoying in your mind the beautiful flavors that hits when you have your favorite mango. More about that in a while. Before that, let me introduce the structure of the meeting that we have in Gabbys. Usually, we have three sections. One is the prepared speeches, then the table topics, and then we have the evaluation session. But today, we have a special meeting. And in this meeting, we will have an educational session followed by the table topics and the table topic evaluation. Now, whenever we think of educational session, we usually try in Gabby to bring about something which is very interesting to every one of you. And today is such a day. We have an awesome speaker with us. And before I introduce the speaker, I will introduce our timer first. Who will be timing the session? Our timer today, Toastmaster Samir, is an IT professional in quality assurance. He lives in Bangalore with his wife and children, and he loves to travel and likes to read when he gets time. He is a water person and likes the beach, water, sports, and deep sea diving. Over to you, Toastmaster Samir. Explain your role.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. For the educational sessions, I'll be timing the session. And when it's 25 minutes, I'll be changing my background to green.
Sameer, if you could be a bit loud, you're not audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. For the educational sessions, I'll be timing the session. When it is 25 minutes, I'll be changing the background to green. When it's 30 minutes, I'll be changing my background to yellow. And when it's 35 minutes, I'll be changing my background to red. Similarly, there'll be a Q&A session after this. And at 5 minutes, I'll be changing my background to green. At 7, I'll change my background to yellow. And at 9 minutes, I'll change my background to red. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmasters. Now, the much awaited educational session. In today's day and world, we all love to listen to podcasts. That is a quick way to listen to the experience of others and make sure we learn a lot. And our speaker today, who is a multifaceted leader, speaker, and podcaster with years of experience transforming voice into compelling narratives. He's known for his dynamic presence, inspiring countless Toastmasters and professionals to take the stage and the mic with confidence. Please put your hands together for today's educational speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Brillian SK.
जिसका मुझे था इंतजार वो घड़ी आ गई. This is the song that came to my mind when I heard that there are teachers, educationists in the house, and I was like, this is my day when I can at least do something where I can teach the teachers. Just kidding. Jokes apart, thank you so much for having me over. It's my honor to be a part of this meeting today and share my learnings and experience in creating and sharing a podcast with you. Before we start, Samir, if you can take the timer card to blank and raise your hand so you're the first person. Please raise your hand as well so that I can see you as the first speaker. I'm not a big fan of Shahrukh Khan, but I would say Senorita. बड़े बड़े देशों में ऐसे छोटे छोटे बातें होती रहती है. हाँ. We'll just wait so that I can see him. Yeah, thank you so much. Excellent. The screen is visible. Thank you so much.
Yes, it is.
And I'm sure some of you would have wondered why this title. We are all born storytellers. The only challenge is many a times we don't find the right audience. Podcast has been one medium which has helped people make their voices reach to aspects and levels where we have never thought it would be possible. And this is my attempt to share my learnings in helping you build your very own podcast. And before we begin, I know everyone wants to be viral. Everyone wants to do all kind of nonsense and become instantly famous. Let me tell you, this is not aimed at creating anything controversial, but purely anecdotal and realistic. I know people like Malia, Modi, and the likes, they would not like it, but you've seen what happens when a right tool falls in the hands of wrong people. So my sincere suggestion is use this tool effectively to make your voice as the most powerful voice that stands out for everything that is right. I'm sure if you listen to FM radio, there is Fever 104, which is a music station that I love to listen on my way to work. And very similar to Fever 104, 104 Bukhar, the fever at 104 is way too high. Unfortunately or fortunately, today podcasting has become a very powerful storytelling medium, not just for education, but for everything. I don't know if you heard of this trucker who's bought a BMW thanks to all the podcast and vlogs that he started sharing while cooking when he was driving his truck. And then there is this famous Ajibai who's become famous. There's a film star who was going down his career ladder and found podcasting and vlogging as a savior for him. So the rule that I would want to say is anyone can be a podcaster. But as they say, we need to first understand why do we need to get into podcasting, right? We've got so many mediums. I'm sure each one of you would have found one or the other source through which you can make sure your voice reaches, but there's still opportunities. And as they say, thanks to technology, we live in a world where mode means doesn't matter. It's about the reach, and how fast, how effectively you can reach makes a big difference. The biggest challenge that we normal human beings have, we are not celebrities, right? Some of you may be, but those who are not celebrities, we have a challenge to reach newer audience. How do we reach them? And it's important to make sure that we expand and enhance our network. It's all about building credibility. It's not built over time, overnight. It takes time and it requires you to do a lot of investment. You need to be very patient. And it's not just restricted to individuals, but even corporates have got into creating podcasts which have gone viral and helped their organization become known about it. End of the day, it's all about storytelling, right? Each one of us here has a story to say. Could you just hold on? Sorry, the bell rang. Just give me a moment. Apologies. This is what happens when you're alone at home. Extremely sorry about it. Someone came. So it's all about storytelling. And I've always believed that everybody has a story. Let's assume that the average age of people in this meeting today is about 18 years. For every year, how many stories do you have? 365 stories on an average. Every day you encounter something, every day you experience something, and each of that instance could be a story. And it's important to understand what you need to share, what can engage the audience, and how can you involve stories which happen to you, right? Storytelling is easy, and we'll come to some of the types of podcast in the later slides. But what's important, as a Mallu would say, it's only about simply creating content. You just need to have the most powerful tool that we all have in our hands, which is a phone which is smart, has a camera, and your job is done. And trust me when I say this, this is probably the cheapest way of creating content without investing much. But as they say, we all know the whys, but it's important to understand what before the how we get into it. And there's a reason for it. As a storyteller, each one of us would have a passion to talk to a certain set of audience. When I conduct sessions on how to write your speech, there's a Venn diagram that I show. Engineers in the house will understand a Venn diagram is very interesting. When someone asks you what is a Venn diagram, you start by saying, when I was in college, this is what I learned. It's about finding the right intersection of what you like, what the audience may like, and what you're confident speaking about. So it's a beautiful place, but that intersection is very small. So it's important as a podcaster to understand what is the kind of population that you want to reach out to. Are you reaching out to the right set of audience? Sorry to use this anecdote, but if I am an engineer in a doctor's room, I may be out of place. I need to relate to them. And if I'm able to relate to them, then I'm at the right place. It's also about the lifestyle, the hobbies. What resonates with people. I'm sure sometimes you would scroll your Instagram if you use it or on Facebook, and you would start scratching your head and say, Arey yaar, how can this person actually be so viral? What is it that makes this person become so famous? Dolly Chaiwala or that Pooja Vada Pav? I don't know. I mean, sometimes I feel, yaar, isse अच्छा तो content मैं बना सकता हूँ. I can create much better content than these people. But then we need to understand that every storyteller has an audience, and it's the audience that helps create that reach. And then comes the most important part of engagement. It's not okay to just create content and push it. It's important to use what we at Toastmasters do very effectively, the powerful tool of listening. And feedback is the most powerful tool. And feedback doesn't come through text messages, it comes through someone not really liking that post that you made, someone not commenting, your friends, you say, ha, bahut acha tha, but have they actually liked it on social media? Have they posted a comment? Have they reposted it? Some of these are subtle nudges that we need to understand as a podcaster, what helps in building engagement. I would not encourage anyone to get into the mode of spending money to get engagement unless that's what you want to do. Build engagement slowly. Make sure, just as Toastmasters, what we say, if you are able to touch one life through one story, I think we've done our jobs. If you want to be viral, that's a different game altogether, and it involves a lot of money, a lot of things which probably we may not want to do. And that's why I started by saying, let's focus on what is right. Make sure that you understand the listening habits. Those who are into social media or marketing will understand that there are specific times or time zones when your audience is active the most. What you need to do is you need to read the analytics. We don't do it. We just post it and we forget about it. But a true podcaster should also develop the skills of understanding analytics effectively. Any tool you use, any podcasting software, any hosting site will give you amazing insights and analytics, but it's up to you how you make the most of it. A wise person had said long, long ago that you need to begin at the beginning. Yes, you have a smartphone, but is it enough? I would say yes and no. If you're talking about basic content, it's more than enough. But if you're talking about something which is slightly professional, I'm not talking about studio kind of editing, but something which is professional in nature. These are some of the things which I feel will help you. You will need a really good smartphone with a decent enough camera which can record in high definition. And there is a reason for it. When you post content, on WhatsApp, it looks good, but the moment you blow it up on a large screen, it pixelates and it looks very shabby. So make sure that you have a phone. If you don't have, your laptop is also good, but make sure that the laptop camera has the kind of resolution to capture high definition. Now, this is something which I've started realizing the importance of a microphone. Now, this is a two-way microphone which attaches to your phone very easily. You don't need external wires and it's Bluetooth connected. So what you see here is just one microphone. If you're having more than one person, you could use multiple, and it helps capture the best quality voice that you have. Make sure that the reduction in noise happens by identifying a place which is less noisy. But we all know, especially if you're living in cities like Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, or the metros, it's very difficult. So if you see here on the microphone, there is a soft cover. Make sure you use that. It cuts out a lot of noise. There are tools as well. We'll not get into the technicalities. I'm just sharing some of these because this is something which will help you in getting a good quality audio. Video is not enough. And then there are recording and editing tools. When I started off with using Zoom as a recording tool, and then I would download the video, edit it out. But it requires a lot of time and effort. But then I found audio recording in a tool called as Audacity. Very simple to use. It doesn't require license, and it is a very small file which can operate on Mac. It can operate on Windows. I have not used a mobile version, but I'm sure if there is a mobile version, it will work fine as well. Find what you are comfortable with, right? And my encouragement to all of you who want to start podcasting is try to have a mix of both video as well as audio. The reason is simple. There are audiences who would love to see you. There are audiences who, like me, when driving, would want to hear you. So you could create podcasts which have dualities, but ensure that you use videos to create some promotions around what you want to do. And most important, you cannot just hang loose. So you need a hosting site. Today, I used to be on anchor.fm. It was taken over by Spotify. So now I am a part of Spotify. Spotify gives you basic services for free. And then there are many other tools and websites, depending upon how much you want to spend, how much you want to invest, and what is your end goal. You can start looking at some of these. But let me tell you, start small with Spotify, understand how it works. And if you are comfortable with that, then you can expand your base to Buzzsprout, Sprout, Podbean. There are so many other hosting sites. And again, I'm not promoting any site, but for me, what has worked well without too much of stress is Audacity for audio, Zoom for recording, and Spotify for hosting. When we talk of podcast, we have seen multiple styles, and that's where the beauty is. It all depends on how you want your podcast to be. Your podcast could be a solo podcast where you share stories about things that happen to you. It could be anything under the sun or under the moon. It's about what you want to share with the audience. If you have identified the demographics that you want to touch and connect with, you have the liberty to go solo. I was surprised when I was looking at some of the interesting and crazy kind of podcasts. There is one podcast which talks about Gen Z lingo. This person just talks and shares how Gen Z lingo is different and how it's difficult to converse with them. And this person has found some traction on the social media platforms as well, on the podcast platforms. Then you could get into a mode of interviewing. Now, ideally, when you are talking of an interview, interviews sell like hotcakes for a simple reason, because it not just restricts the audience to your work perspective, but it brings in probably an influencer's perspective, a celebrity, or sometimes it could be a subject matter expert. Right? During the introduction, we heard that the TMOD was a teacher, is now into soft skills. Now, maybe as a subject matter expert, I would want to understand how was the transition from being a classroom teacher to a soft skill trainer and a subject matter expert in that, and how, if someone is interested to make a career in that field, can they succeed? Now, what happens is you identified a person, you identified a potential, and you can then have a conversation which has to be free flowing. My suggestion is do not restrict it to structured questions. Yes, structured questions are good to have, but it restricts your thought flow if the speaker comes up with something very interesting and you want to go forward, but you're restricted because your flow says this. Try to have a free flowing conversation that can help take the message of the interviewee to the audience. And at times, you may have seen this as a project at Toastmasters, where we get into a panel discussion as well. Even podcast could have panel where you have divergent opinions coming in. It helps create that nudge and traction where you're not just listening to one side of the story, but possibly all sides. And then there are Podcasts where you can get into storytelling, maybe anecdotes, mythology, something about kids, science, topics you can pick and choose. And I can tell you one podcast which actually got me hooked was the stories from Mahabharata. I was searching for understanding more about Mahabharata and I was not going anywhere. And then suddenly, one fine day on Spotify, I found this podcast which was so compelling. The person narrated the story so well that it became like, what you do binge watching on OTT. It became binge hearing of the podcast for me. And every single day, I would wait for my car to start and put on the podcast. Every time I would drive to work, it was a 30-minute podcast, exact time for me to start and end. It made me feel so good because I don't know, maybe he didn't have me as his audience, but I definitely loved it. I got to know a lot about Mahabharata, learned some things which I never thought existed. And that's the beauty. Thanks to a podcast which the person created long, long ago, I found it just about 2 years ago. Many people ask me a simple question, अरे ये सब तो ठीक है लेकिन content कैसे बनाएं? Right? We all know the biggest problem that we have is the max sized hard disk that we have. We have so much of stories, so much of anecdotes stored here that it becomes difficult. If you don't trust me, participate in table topics, and that's when you will realize there are so many things you don't know which one to share. Right? You are in a flux at that point of time. And it's important to get into this mode of, sorry to say this, but pen and paper. I am someone who is probably old school, but I have always believed that once you put something on pen to paper, it becomes crystallized. It's very similar to writing your goals, right? What is it that you need to think of? You need to think about what is the structure that you want to have. What are the kinds of hooks that you need to build in? What are the kinds of stories that you need to sell? And most important, what kind of a quality control will you have? Let's take an example. I'm sure in this room there would be many who love cricket. And if invited, they could go on and on and on like that battery forever without stopping. But you need to understand that there is what we call as an attention span for the audience as well. You need to know which one to cut out. That's the most difficult part, my dear friends. We believe it's important, but does the audience think so? And that is where your skills will come in. Now, these are the pillars that I believe, the four strong pillars that can help you build a connect. It's about consistency, right? It doesn't matter. Consistency is not about posting every day. Let me tell you, it's about defining a structure, defining a timeline, and posting it in that manner. My experience has always been that as long as it is clean and neat, it will sell. Unfortunately, today we've seen so many people get into the mode of being abusive. People are liking it. I don't know. There is an audience for it. Yes, sure. But think about it. When you release your podcast, will your family members be happy that the podcast is going viral? Or will they be ashamed to say, this is not how I want it to be viral? Right? You can start off. What's important? Let's say if you not created a podcast ever, start with a teaser. And the teaser is nothing but your voice. Your voice has to be, Lata Mangeshkar had said once long, नाम गुम जाएगा चेहरा ये बदल जाएगा मेरी आवाज ही पहचान है. It's your voice, and the song beautifully captures it. Our names may be forgotten, our faces may change, we may age, but our voice is something which will remain as a memory forever. And you need to make the most of it to make sure that the audience comes back to you, listening, wanting more, and telling you what's next. So, this is something which I have learned through what I would call as, you know, experiment. This is important. If you ever been a part of Toastmasters traditional program, you will love this because this is what we learned at Toastmasters. Project number 2 and project number 3 of the traditional manual, which was organize your speech and get to the point. You need to have a structure, which is opening, body, and conclusion. And this is how I would put it. I will add a T to it, which is a teaser. I don't need to tell you, right? I'm sure each one of you who's ever given a speech would understand the importance of why you need to have a great opening. Why should it be captivating? Why should the audience listen to you? And then you build the structure within the body of the speech by bringing in anecdotes, case studies, personal experiences, and make sure the transitions are smooth. Why is it important? Because the audience wants to see where are you taking them. One of the stories that I have loved, in fact, it's not just one, but there are two, three. One which I love to share every single time is Dhananjaya Hettiarachi's World Championship speech. I see something in you. Now, if you ever got an opportunity to watch it, try to break it down and analyze it. You will find that everything that's written here has been factored in. He has a 21 or 22-minute TEDx talk on the same subject, but the speech that he delivered as a world champion is more impactful, more powerful. And I go back to what I said earlier, knowing what to cut out so that you can connect well with the audience. And many a times people are eager to know what is coming up next. And that is where I would suggest you leave a teaser for the next episode. And how to create a hook. Remember, like your speech, for podcast, the first 30 seconds are important. It keeps the audience hooked on, not jump around, right? Every time there is something which you feel is taking too long, you move. Just think about it. If I started by saying, what if everything you knew about public speaking was wrong? Now, what happens is I've got the attention and then I have to build on it. Sorry, there is a typo. It is 90% of the speakers fail within 5 seconds. I almost quit podcasting last year until this one WhatsApp message changed it. Now, what I'm doing is I'm taking the audience somewhere, I'm creating that hook. We have the traditional manual, and I don't know why, but I love telling you this. Go back to project number 4 of traditional manual of Toastmasters. It's one of the most beautiful projects that I've ever given. It's about how to say it. Stories make your content memorable. It's about probably a growth journey. It's about a challenge, a struggle, and then transformation. There are emotional arcs that are built. You can create tension and then resolve it. And then people come and say, अरे but मेरे life में कोई problem नहीं है. You don't need a problem, right? We always assume that it's only when you have a problem that there is a good story. There could be a good story in just what happens at life. Make sure that you have characters that are relatable. They are not looking for a Shashi Tharoor. Sorry to say this, but they want someone who's relatable, someone with whom I can connect. One of the things I asked Jaspreet before I started is I tend to get into Hindi many times. The reason is I'm very comfortable with that. And if I'm not that, I'm not being genuine. And that also makes us human beings. Sometimes, if you're in Bangalore, by the time you know a person, you may use a couple of words that are in the language Kannada. When you're speaking to a Tamilian, when you're speaking to a Malayali, it's all about that connect, making content relatable. So this is the project, just sharing this snapshot for you. Don't worry, there is a PDF that is available on Toastmasters website also. You can download it, go through it, look at what it says, right for the ear. Maybe ages ago, this manual was created with the intent, knowing that few years down the line, many of us would want to do a podcast, right? This is the beauty of what we do at Toastmasters. So everything that we learn can be effectively used. Look at the simplicity of this statement. select the right words, structure it well, use rhetorical, eliminate jargon. Now, these are the things that people can easily connect with. So make sure if you don't have an access to this, let me know. I'll be more than happy to share this. It's a project which I've loved, and I continue to go back to this project every single time I feel there is a need for me to say, how do I say it effectively? The biggest challenge with content creation is how do I engage the audience? Not everyone will love cricket. Not everyone is a football fan. And as I said, the Venn diagram becomes very difficult. And that's where you need to remember the 80-20 rule. 80% of what you say may only connect with 20%. 20% of what you say will connect with 80%. So you should be open to understand that principle to say 80-20 rule will apply at all points of time. But make sure when you share your podcast, you bring in vivid imagery, bring in vocal variety, give the audience the essence of what you're trying to communicate. Ask engaging questions, some things which people can relate with. They may not respond because it's an audio cast or podcast. Make sure you use pauses effectively. I've always believed that pauses are roses. If you pause at the right time, the impact is very powerful. And if you pause at the wrong time, the impact can be very negative, right? Based on your comfort, use humor, be you. While we say be unique, I will say be unique. YOUNIQUE. It's you who's in charge. And the thing about what I need to edit out, cut, cut, cut. We need to ensure that things that are not right, not fitting into the scheme of things, you edit it out, right? Have what we call as BTS, behind the scenes, launch teasers. If you remember, I told you to have video plus audio. The reason is you can use small bits and pieces to create some kind of engagement. It's time consuming, but advised so that you can get that traction for your podcast. It could be behind the scenes, it could be teaser, it could be shock and awe, which means partial statements, right? Which is not the full truth. Ashwatthama Vadaha. If you go back to Mahabharata, what happened, right? It was partial and it can actually create shock and awe for the audience. And this is my story. Ye hai meri kahani. I started off by writing blogs 2011. I just started writing because I wanted to write. I was getting stressed in a corporate environment and I said, okay, I'll create a blog post on whatever comes to my mind. And my first was Run Billy Run, 2011. Then in 2016, a friend and I, we were catching up and he said, यार तू इतना ज्ञान बांटता है, तू वीडियो बना, लोगों को बांट. And I said, ठीक है. I created my first video titled Let Go to Grow. And I created a YouTube channel, Brilliant Tips Friday ke Fun Day. And the beauty is, the first video was about 6 minutes. And then I was told, इतना बड़ा video नहीं कर सकते, उसको दो part में बांटो. And then that cut, snip, snip happened. And I created two portions of it. Let Grow Part 1, Let Go to Grow Part 2. And then in 2019, a social media influencer told me, Brilliant, you have good content, but if it is more than a minute, you will not have the audience. So I was forced to compress my content into 1 minute or less. So today, when I get into shooting Brilliant Tips, whenever I find time, it is less than a minute with the intro and the outro. And then in 2021, something caught my attention as well, which was podcasting. So I started Leader Slip, talking about failure stories. And it is started off as an interview style where I invited people. You know, the biggest challenge? People didn't want to share their failure stories. I had 3 stories. After that, people said, I will come. And then I got frustrated. Then I said, Jane do. Then I came back and I've started in a different style, which is more of a narrative, reinventing stories. So Amitabh Bachchan stories. I spoke about Nawazuddin Siddiqui. I spoke about that Balaji wafers. So any story which people can relate with. And that helped me create some amount of traction. I am not looking at followers or building a virality or earning from it. I am looking at making sure that stories reach the audience, the right audience that I have. It's important to make sure that when you've done all of it, you export your audio files into an MP3 format, please. While there are multiple formats, MP3 is the best, and it is supported by almost all mediums. Edit, edit, edit. You may make mistakes, it's okay. But use the tools like Audacity or Zoom to cut out noises, cut out fillers. Sometimes you may want to add an intro music and an extra music. Do all of it and make sure you have a good description of the podcast. I'll tell you one failure lesson that I have. I thought leadership is amazing, but in a common world, no one understands what leadership is, isn't it? I have to explain it to them. If I had made it as failure stories, leadership with Brilliant, probably failure stories would have caught attention. So someone told me that, and now I am into my mode of thinking and brainstorming where I want to change the way leadership is being shared. And I got some amazing feedback from people, including those who found value in the content. And please create a cover poster. You don't need to be an artist, but you have tools like Canva, even PowerPoint can help. Start off with something which looks like a child made poster. That is also fine. But trust me, Canva can give you amazing posters. All you need to do is just edit it to your style. And there are hosting sites, as I said, don't publish it immediately. Host it, take a link, test it on multiple platforms. And that's when you will realize sometimes the audio on a mobile phone is good, but on a laptop is not fine. So there were a couple of times where I had to re-upload the files because the audio was not really great. Right? This is something which I encourage once you cross the initial stages. Some of us are not really into that, but promoting is important. Promoting ourselves, promoting the podcast wherever you go. Arey mere podcast ko subscribe karo. I have never gone out asking people to like, share, or subscribe because I feel uncomfortable in that. But yeah, as time passes, I think I'll have to start telling everyone. So I can start off today by saying that if you find the content interesting, please like, share, subscribe to my podcast as well as my YouTube channel. Right? It's a push that I'm asking. And this is important. The do's and don'ts, be consistent. Record in a quiet place, plan your episodes, and as I said, invest in a mic. It's slightly expensive, but I think it's worth it. Make sure you get feedback from your friends, family, and you will be surprised at what you get to know. Don't wait for perfection. If you wait for perfection, you will never achieve it. Don't copy blindly. Once again, a typo. It happens when when you're typing out fast. Don't copy. Don't stop after 3 episodes. You will see there is only one like, one comment, one share. It's okay. Be consistent. And one golden rule: never use music which has copyrights. It becomes illegal. There are free sites available. Use that. Anyone who's been at home during COVID or even now, it's like watching that milk boil. You need to be patient. Consistently post, engage, create a plan. Every subscriber counts. I remember YouTube had that limit to say, unless you reach 100 subscribers, you cannot give your YouTube channel a name. So I was waiting patiently. It took me 3 weeks to get to that 100. But once I got 100, I changed the name and I said, Abhi Baki, even if the subscriber count drops, I still have a name. Right? Sometimes the growth will be much slower than anticipated. Even your friends and family may not like, share, or subscribe. I remember this interesting joke that spread out on WhatsApp, where a person stood for elections as an independent candidate on the support of 50 members of his near and dear family, and he got only 3 votes. So it happens. Life is such. Please take breaks. It's not important. Don't stress and burn out. Remember, it's the content that drives your podcast. It's consistency, consistency, consistency. Keep doing it religiously. And remember, it's a work for DTMs only. I'm sure you will be saying, Allah, मैं तो DTM नहीं हूँ. I'm not a DTM. But DTM is not what you think, but it's all about discipline, it's all about time, and it's all about motivation. Each one of us are DTMs in our own rights, but make sure we make the best use of the time that we have. You can start thinking of tools that you want to add, like lights, cameras, accessories, a microphone, much costlier than what it is. But a wise person had said once, to start, you don't need to be great, but to be great, you need to start. And if I were Mithun Chakravarti, I would have said, oh, koi shak? Any questions? Open the floor for questions. Thank you, Ajit. Yes, Priya.
I go ahead with the first question, or is somebody moderating?
Hi, Ajit. Good to see you.
Yeah, can I ask the first
Can I
question?
speak?
Okay, let's go by the hands that I see. Ajit, I'll come to you. Priya first.
Okay. Thank you so much for the wonderful insights, sir. It was really,
Don't
really
call me sir.
inspiring and enlightening. I just wanted to get some tips on um, a poetry podcast because I have a poetry podcast on Spotify, but it's an audio podcast. So I don't know whether this is the right platform for me to check with you or should I engage with you separately on
No,
that?
good you asked. See, there is a lot of poetry podcasts that exist today, and I
Yeah.
would say you're in the right platform, but it's all about the kind of poetry that you would be promoting on there. My suggestion, as I said earlier, also try to shoot video when you can. The idea is to reach to the audience that you want to. Sometimes your face is also important. They want to see that expression, they want to see who you are. So Spotify is great, but expand the reach to build something which has video as well, and we can connect on this separately as well anytime.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So we'll go to Ajit. Yeah,
Yeah. Hi, Brillian. Nice to see you after a
good to
long
see you.
time.
I know.
Miss coming to Jaipur actually. But yeah, coming to the question that I had, I wonder whether my voice is as good, I mean, that I don't know if everybody has that doubt, but I definitely do. And I am also doing that same VC in that being a podcast thing.
Correct.
I'm yet to plan one for the past 9 months.
No, that's good. At least you thought about it, right? So, Ajit, I will say it's not about how your voice is, but how you present your voice in the form of a story. And I'll go back to, sorry, again, going back to the traditional manual, and you've been a part of it. Your, uh, what was that? The vocal variety project, which forces you to think about how you need to do. And let me tell you, it's not about how you scream out loud. It's all about using pauses effectively, using the right kind of pitch when it is required. My voice can remain consistent, it can be at the same level all through. But if I have to bring that inflection, so it's not about what you think about your voice, but how you effectively use your voice that can help you. Any voice is good as long as you can speak in a language that people can understand. I think you're good to go, Ajit.
I haven't seen your podcast, but what's the background you use? Is that important, or would you throw some light on that?
This background right now.
Yeah, this background, or what do you use in your podcast?
Okay, so what I use in my podcast is the title, the leader slip, which I have. So it depends on what you want to do. And since I mentioned I use Zoom, it's easier for me to put that. Now today, you don't need a green screen. Ideally, I would suggest if you can invest in a good green cloth or a green cardboard for that matter, which you can keep behind your chair, it will give you the best quality. There will be no blurs, as you can see, some blurs
Yeah.
come in, right? It will not come in.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done with my questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Ajit. Hope I would answer. Samita,
Hi, first of all, thank you so much. It was it felt it was for me because I'm planning on restarting my podcasting again. So my question is, do we need to share it in two, three platforms? Like, for example, should I share it in the YouTube and Spotify and other platforms as well?
my suggestion is start with one and then diversify. But as I said, today the audience you will find spread across multiple platforms. I never
Mhm.
used to post it on Instagram, but I realized that a lot of what I would call as potential listeners are on Instagram. So sometimes creating those Insta reels with just a static photo and your voiceover, it can trigger audiences to come to your platform on Spotify or YouTube. But yes, my suggestion, start off with single. But if you're confident, see, it's all about time and effort. You have the DTM, right? You have the discipline, you have the motivation. If you have the time, go ahead, do both. Spread it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere.
Thank you so much.
Right. Shravan,
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much, Dr. Brillian. It's really brilliant as your name
thank you.
sounds. Uh, I I was thinking to deliver a podcast project as part of my pathway, and there are different types of podcasts I have witnessed. Inviting a popular person and then
Yes,
doing interview and something recording as you suggested, recording and then executing episode by episode. Those are the projects I have witnessed. Could you please give some suggestions of doing an interview with recording a podcast with popular persons interview?
absolutely. See, I don't know what you mean by popular, but if you're looking at Toastmasters, then probably they would be your district leaders or people who have served in Toastmasters. Toastmasters Ajit, for one, has been in Toastmasters for a very long time, and I've known him since the time I joined Toastmasters. So when you want to come up with a podcast, you go back to understanding who the audience is that you want to service first. And then you get into the mode of deciding whether you want to go solo, you want to do an interview, or you want to do a panel. Anything is fine. But if you really want to get into that interview mode, then you need to make sure that you have a connect with a person. Getting a celebrity is very difficult, to be very honest, because today uh, the way in which it works is celebrities and influencers have started charging, but you can start off by so-called popularity, start with Toastmasters leaders or leaders from the corporate who would want to have some face time which can give them recognition. And I think that is the first step towards creating content that can help you reach to the right audience that you want.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Dr. Brillian. Yeah.
Thanks, John. Preeti.
Thank you so much, Brilliant. It was wonderful to be here and listen to you. Quick question in order to save time. How much do you have to spend time for editing that 1 minute video that you create?
Uh-huh. Bahati sahi. Initially, it used to be half an hour. Now it's come down to 10 minutes.
Okay.
So how it works is, for example, I shoot a video. If it is for 1 minute, it is never 1 minute video. It's a 5 minute video. The setup takes about 5-10 minutes, making sure everything is there. You do some trial testing. So you take about 10 minutes for the shoot, 10 minutes to edit. But initially, getting that fine point of where to cut becomes important because that transition sometimes suddenly feels right.
Mm,
To
mm.
avoid that, you and it comes with practice, but most of the tools are so powerful today that it gives you a stretch facility which can narrow down to a millisecond. So I would say for a start it would take about 30 minutes for a 1 minute video to start off with, but it will come down to 10 minutes, and if you do it regularly, to even 5 minutes.
Oh, wow. And do you have to write the script or like do you just go impromptu?
It's your choice, but I would always recommend Write down your thoughts, not just as a script, but as bullet points, so that you know what you want to talk. Sometimes you get carried away because, as I said, it's like table topics, right? You have so
Mm.
much to say that you move on and on and on.
Okay. I do have the podcast mic and the green screen. It's just that I make the content for the office, but I want to do it for online. So I'll contact you separately on that then.
Perfect.
May I? Thank you.
Yes. Jaya, absolutely,
Hello,
Ajit.
Brillian.
Yeah.
It's very nice to see and hear you. I'm an ex-Toastmaster member from Bombay Toastmaster Club.
Oh, wow. Hi. World
Joining
is
you
small.
from Dubai. So, I would like to know about how about telling storytelling for the children? And second thing, suppose you don't like your voice, can we do voiceover? And should it be both video, audio, or can be anyone?
So again, I'll go with what I told Ajit. Don't worry about your voice. Everyone feels that their voice is not suited, but if you use effectively, it's the right voice. So this is what I would like to bring you to the types of podcasts. There is something called as the storytelling podcast, which you can make for kids. It could be any topic. It doesn't really matter. As long as you are passionate about it, there is credibility, and you feel you can use your voice effectively, it can be done.
So, can storytelling be by telling stories from the children's book?
Yes, absolutely. You can actually read it out, but in a manner of creating a podcast. So, for example, no offense, but Sudha Murthy writes stories. So, you could pick up stories from Sudha Murthy and start reading. So, today we have, and then create that. It's like grandmother stories or, stories from Indian mythology, anything. I spoke about the Mahabharata podcast. This person recreated Mahabharata, but in the form of a podcast by taking different elements, right? Yeah, the Toastmaster of the day has sent a message saying this is the last question. Please, I'll drop in my contact details here. You can reach out to me. I'm more than happy to connect with you. But in the essence of time and to respect what the club has given me as time and opportunity, I'll now take a bow. Thank you so much. Ajit, Kavita, Mohit, Jaya. If there are any more questions, I will definitely take it offline. I'm putting my phone number and 982077802 and the mobile numbers along with email ID for you to contact me. Thank you so much. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you for such a wonderful session that we had. You can see the number of questions we are having. Everyone is so eager to know more. And definitely, we have the phone number on the chat. We can, all of you who want, and you can put it up on the chat also. We'll try and answer that in the end if you have time. It was a wonderful session. Thank you once again. Podcasting is something, as Toastmasters, we love telling stories. We love using our voice. But again, there is a bit of a hesitancy, like how it has come up in the questions. Is my voice good enough? What will I speak about? Will people listen to me? What can I do? And you have absolutely brilliantly told us the A, B, C's, the points that we need to do, what we need to do, how we need to do. So definitely there are many who had been on the brink of thinking, should I not? After this episode, I am very sure many of us will jump into that podcasting journey. And thank you so much. So it is now 8:10. We'll have a quick 5 minutes break and we will come back after that. So let's
Deep.
thank you. Thank you so much. You could answer a few more, couple more questions that were coming up. And definitely, please connect with him. He has given his number, his mail ID. Please connect with him for further questions. You know what? Summer time is the time when we love the fruits that we get. But tell me one thing. These are the questions for all the audience members. Now, why did mango go to school? Put on your thinking caps. Why did mango go to school?
It wanted to get pickled.
Whoa, that's a lovely answer. But it wanted to be an armed student in the class of legends. It okay. And can you tell me, how do you know a coconut is upset during summer? How is the coconut upset during summer?
Price rises and people start taking less, buy less. Its price goes high during summer.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And anything else? It cracks under pressure. It is upset. It cracks under pressure. It can't take pressure anymore. So more of it will be coming. But then we will jump quickly to our table topic session, the most interesting session. And I know every one of you wait, when is the table topic session coming up? Because we love table topics, isn't it? And we have an amazing table topic master today. Table topic master is our Toastmaster, Kala. Kala is working as a superintendent in water board. She loves to play badminton. And her passion, obviously, it is attending Toastmasters. Over to you, Toastmaster Kala.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, Toastmasters and girls. Welcome you all to table topic session. As we all know that table topic session is an impromptu session. This session helps us to improve our impromptu skills. Being a table topic master, today I'll give you the topics. You have to speak about the topic within 2 minutes of time. And you can craft your table topic speech like introduction, body, and then conclusion. I hope all of you are ready, Toastmasters. Yes. Before starting the session, I have small 2 questions to check how alert you are. Let's solve these 2 questions, then start the session. First question is that people buy me to eat, but never eat me. What am I? Any cases? People buy me to eat, but never eat me. Is there any guesses? Yeah?
Spoon.
Yes, absolutely. Plates and cutlery. Second question. I am tall when I am young. I am tall when I am young. I am short when I am old. What am I?
Is it shadow?
No. Any other guesses?
Children melting ice cream.
No, it's a candle. Okay, thank you very much for your good responses, Toastmasters. With this great energy, let's begin our table topic session. Okay.
Toastmaster Kala, I'll interrupt you just for a minute. Apologies because I did not speak that today the table topics will be evaluated, and we have our table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Pritpal Kaur. Are you there? I did check with you. Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes,
can
I'm
see
there.
her.
Yeah, I'm there.
Sure. Thank you for that. Yes, Toastmaster Kala, please continue.
Yeah, okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, first I would like to call Toastmaster Ashutosh Singh. Toastmaster Ashutosh Singh, your topic is, which is your favorite fruit and which fruit you would love to share with your partner? Which is your favorite fruit and which fruit you would love to share with your partner? Over to you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Kala. I will not hide the secret. My favorite fruit is a summer fruit. It has a color similar to what Kala is wearing today. And it is also a fruit that I would like to give to my partner because I have had people in the past who enjoy the same fruit. And the significance of the yellow color of this fruit is not just the summer season, which is again, it's a season where you take some vacations, you recharge yourself, and you get that energy from the sun, the yellow sun. But it is also the color of the sacral chakra, and the sacral chakra is the symbol of our power. So every time when we look at things which are yellow or eat a juicy yellow mango, what we are giving ourselves is a boost to our sacral chakra, which shows in our work, in our public appearances, and the way we want to portray our image to the world. Thank you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashutosh. If I get a chance to share my fruit with my partner, it's mango. It's all-time favorite fruit for everyone because it represents sorrow and sour and then sweetness, how life represents sorrow and joy. Okay, a big round of applause to our table topic speaker. Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Priya ma'am. Toastmaster Priya, your topic is nature or house. Which is your preference when you are free? Nature or house? Which is your preference when you are free?
I just love being with the universe, and that is being surrounded by greenery and lush, beautiful plants, flowers, or even the mountains. I remember my childhood where my father would always take us on a summer break, which would not be to another city, but it would be to a nearby village wherein we could engage with nature and participate in some kind of gardening or cultivation and see how it feels to connect with our hands and Mother Earth. So it would be a very, very exhaling feeling, and it would make us feel very grounded. This I recall, but at that time we would never realize what, our parents took us to, what kind of, villages we went to and explored this. But believe you me, now when I look back, I really feel that this is something which has always stayed with me. And I always look forward to connecting back with nature whenever I am free. I think all of us miss this aspect in the kind of concrete jungles that we live. We all need to move out from our space of the city life, the concrete jungle, and use our free time to connect back with nature, give back to nature. Only then we are giving back and fulfilling the purpose of being on this planet. Thank you so much. Over to you, Table Topic Master. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya ma'am. Even when we are staying in house, we thinking about the past, what has happened, what may happen. But when we are in nature, nature gives us solutions. Therefore, I would love to be in nature. Thank you. A big round of applause to our table topic speaker, Toastmaster Priya ma'am. Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Harish. Toastmaster Harish Blingi. Your topic is hard work beats talent. Hard work beats talent. What do you?
Hard work beats talent is often heard proverb and saying and often hammered into us when we were students. Always right from a parents to teacher, everyone insisted that yes, do hard work, that is going to pay you back. But no one told us that it is the talent which will make you touch that finishing line. If hard work were to make you successful, then all the donkeys of the world would have been ruling the roost today. It is the talent which makes and gives you that success. Hard work is like running a track, but without a direction. If you're running in a wrong direction, in a wrong track, you will never ever reach the finishing line. But you need a talent to know which direction you have to run, which finishing line you have to touch to become successful. So I don't believe in this hard work and talent. Look at nature. Look at a beehive. A typical beehive, you have hundreds and thousands and hordes of worker bees. But there is only one talented bee, which is called as the queen bee. She is the architect of that beehive. She is the one who designs the entire beehive. She is the one who takes the generation of bee to the next level. She is more talented. Hard work is like a donkey's work. That is what I feel. It will make you do hard work. There is no point in building your muscle. It is a talent which will build your mental muscle. Be talented. Go in the right direction and you would be a successful. The toss is between hard work and talent. I would go with talent. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harish. We heard usually the story of rabbit and tortoise. Though rabbit was talented, because of laziness, rabbit lost the race. So therefore, I think it's essential to be hard worker, though we are talented. It's my view. A big round of applause to our table topic speaker, Toastmasters Master Harish. Okay, next I would like to call Toastmaster Shravana Kumar. Toastmaster Shravana Kumar, your topic is which fruit helps you to release your stress? Which fruit helps you to release your stress? Over to you, Toastmaster Shravan Kumar.
Fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, if I say banana, it's a false. It's not true. If I say pomegranate, that is also not true. The fruit which relieves stress as per my body constitution is mango only. Because mango is there is no replacement for mango. I think there is no person in the world who do not like mango. That fruit, why that mango is mango relieves the stress is the first thing is its texture and taste also. The texture is it always the texture of the mango is always attractive, so it tries to attract, and then the aroma of the mango is also so uh, nice to have it. But the only problem with that mango is it it is available only during the summer. The rest of the year we don't get that mango. uh, I think I am a mango lover, definitely. There is no doubt about it. That automatically relieves my stress. And uh, do you? I have a mango tree at my home, so that gives at least 60 to 70 mango fruits every year. I one day I recordedly it is record that I ate 30 of those mangoes from that tree. So such a relief I'll get from the mango. So, though this topic is very short, I would like to conclude with that. And over to you, Toastmaster Kala. How about you?
Thank you, Dr. Shravan Kumar. Stress is a disease, as we all know that. Some or the other way we have to release it, like by traveling or eating with favorite food. This helps to lead success or move forward. Okay, big round of applause to our table topic speaker, Toastmaster Shravan Kumar. Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Kavita. Toastmaster Kavita, your topic is meditation or medication. Meditation or medication. Over to you, Toastmaster Kavita.
So many of us are really love to start our morning with meditation, but having a habit continuously for keeping one new habit for 21 days is really tough, and people those who are taking oath for having that meditating habit or going for a walk or going for yoga classes definitely probably will follow for 1 week or 2 weeks. Out of 100% of the people, 99% of the people used to fail. Even I'm one among them. Because of that, from meditation, people are running to medication and they are running to hospitals uh, by having insufficient, a healthy lifestyle or insufficient workout for our body. The main reason I could see, or I could say, for this particular generation is because of the social media and more screen time, including the kids, school going students as well as college going students. Even housewives are also very addicted to the screen. By looking at the screen, we started eating a lot because we are obsessed with not the food, we are obsessed with about the food colors or whatever we are seeing at screen. That's actually practically we are facing that issue. Because of that, we are not concentrating on in our food and we are not concentrating on our health, good lifestyle, good body movement, good exercises or walking, running, whatever it is. So I can say that only the people those who are so conscious about their health, they are doing regular meditation, and those who are still wanting to have a good lifestyle are still addicted to more screen time rather than the physical exercises. They are marching towards the medication from meditation. So whatever it is, let's all have one single thing, be it a 5 minutes walk or 10 minutes walk. Let's start a good habit from today onwards. Past is past. With that, we can reverse from medication to meditation. Will this tips works for you? A TTM Kala.
Okay. Thank you, table topic speaker, Toastmaster Kavita. Yeah, usually, instead of spending time in hospitals and clinic, if we would have spent the same time in doing meditation, we could get good health, happiness in our life. Dear Toastmasters, thank you so much for your wonderful participation. We have less time today, therefore, as I'm not able to give a chance for all the participants. So with this, I would like to end up this, wrap up this session. Thank you all, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful fruit-filled table topic session that we had today. And yeah, we could get everyone what they love about these summer fruits. And mango is always the king that we need. Now, when we think of summer fruits, the one thing that comes to our mind is that, okay, yes, it is, available for a short period of time. The moment the summer goes, the rainy season comes, suddenly we'll see that these fruits disappear. And we stop craving for them because it's not available any longer. This is life itself. The moment we have things in front of us, we are obsessed with it. But time goes, those moments pass by, things change, we change. And suddenly, that very school friend whom we used to meet every single day in school, we don't meet, not every day, not once a month, maybe years together. They have gone and we did not get a chance. So, what it teaches us is be present in the moment. Today, mangoes are available, enjoy it. Today, lychees are available, enjoy it. Each and everything that is given to us, if we live in the moment, enjoy what is given to us, we need to look at these fruits and learn from them. Look at the watermelon, hard, very hard from outside. Yes, the color is green, but it doesn't feel good. But the moment you cut, it's juicy, it's sweet, and it's completely the opposite of what we saw from outside. Human nature is also like that. We look at a person and sometimes in our mind imagine maybe the person is maybe very strict, maybe not very talkative, but the moment we interact, we find, wow, we were wrong because we didn't dig deep. So each of these fruits, they have their own unique quality, teaching us what life is all about. The fruit like lychee, which is quite hard outside, it has those little tiny thorn-like structure, but how sweet it is inside. It comes for only 15-20 days, but leaves an impression on our mind. So if we are strong enough and our story is good, we live our life with those beautiful stories. Even if we meet people for 2-3 days or maybe 2 hours, we will leave an impression. Just like how we crave for the lychees later, people will crave for us. This was all about the story of the summer fruits. Now I request our timer to please tell us if there is any disqualification, and then we will have the evaluation.
No, there were no disqualifications.
Thank you. Now I call our evaluator. Whenever there is a topic, you delivered it. The moment you get an evaluation, you realize where you have done well, what can be done better. And that's the reason we come to all these Toastmasters meeting, isn't it? So our evaluator is Toastmaster Pritpal Kaur, who is a dynamic consultant in the academic editing industry, who also leads the training team with energy and passion, known for thriving in both high pressure situations and moment of complete relaxation. She embraces life at the two extremes. Yes, we all have to do that. As an avid road trip enthusiast, she finds joy in the journey itself, constantly seeking new adventures. A dedicated Toastmaster since 2017, she has completed one path and currently on the second. And she is the proud president of Pallava Toastmasters Club, ready to inspire others with her leadership and drive. Over to you, Toastmaster Pritpal Kaur.
Thank you. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, Toastmaster today, for those wonderful words. And now I begin with my evaluations. First of all, table topics master, wonderful topics, a lot of fruit for thought. Okay, my first speaker, Toastmaster Ashutosh Singh. Your topic was your favorite fruit and which fruit, your favorite fruit and which fruit will you share with your partner? You started like a suspense. This fruit, this fruit. And suddenly you said mango is also yellow. So I was waiting for that, while I knew you were talking about the mango, but the way you were building it up, had you, proclaimed, yes, I am talking about mango, I would have, that would have had a different impact. You connected mangoes and with yellow, with colors, with yoga, with a lot of things. There were a lot of connections in that short speech that you had. I say short because I think you stopped right as soon as you saw the green. You could have built it up more. the partner thing was not touched upon at all. So you could have enjoyed the topic more, and for impact, you could have built on the surprise. Overall, well taken and well connected, but you could have spoken more. My second target speaker was Toastmaster Priya, home, nature or house. Here you had an option. Which way do you want to go, nature or house? The way you started the speech, you had a very good story, a personal story, and that is always a winner. The way you were talking about when you used to go, in your childhood, you used to go to the village home. I would have liked it if you would have given one anecdote of that time. If you would have just added one anecdote, possibly 2, 3 sentences only, that would have added to the flavor of it. But otherwise, a well attempted topic. So great work there. The third speaker, TTM Harish. Now, when you were talking against the topic, so a good idea would be to say, hard work beats talent. No, I don't believe in that. And then start it. So that way the audience knows what they are going to, expect from the speech. Also, the way you spoke towards you were giving very good example. You were giving very good, sentences, a lot of food for thought. But after yellow till red, there was a lot of repetition. So if in case you think that you have run out of things to say, it is okay to stop at the yellow also. But don't just say the same thing again and again, because it was very obvious. But otherwise, I loved your take on the topic because you had very strong ideas and great ideas. My fourth speaker, Toastmaster Shravana Kumar. Toastmaster Shravana, you were given the topic, which fruit relieves your stress? Okay. While you started by saying 2, 3 sentences, not this fruit, not this fruit. It was obvious that you were thinking about it, and that's a great tactic. That you are thinking while you are speaking, so your speech is getting developed. But I would have loved to hear more about your, why mango relieves your stress. I have heard the qualities of mango, but I could not hear how is it helpful in relieving stress. Just saying that, it is sweet, the texture is good, is not stress relieving. It The way you were thinking, I thought that you would have more, more substance to the speech, but you attempted it really well. And the personal anecdote about 30 mangoes, I think that was something that really sealed the deal. So great attempt there. My last speaker, Toastmaster Kavita. I think Toastmaster Kavita, meditation or medication. There was a wonderful opportunity for you to talk about one side and give the examples that you gave, everything connected well. Nowadays this generation is doing that. You should, screen time should be, curtailed. All that was there, but you should have started by thinking, talking about which side you are on, meditation or medication. You kind of spoke about meditation only, but without making it clear that you are on the side of meditation. Great attempt, great examples. Connection was really good. This one thing would have taken your speech from this level to that level. Thank you. I think those were all the speakers. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pritpal Kaur. That was the clinical evaluation of all the speakers. I hope all of them have taken, and let us give a round of applause to our table topic evaluator. This is one evaluation in which those 2 minutes are there and you need to listen, write down, and by that time the second speaker is ready. So kudos to you for such a good evaluation. Now a question for all of you. I was reading the LinkedIn profile of a fruit. Now you need to identify the fruit. Okay? Small, sweet, and slightly unpredictable. Small, sweet, and slightly unpredictable. Hold on to your thoughts. Yes. Grapes. No, it's not grapes. But you can try it.
Kala
Please name all
jamun.
the foods. Yes.
Kala jamun.
No, not kala jamun.
Is it cherry? Cherry?
It's lychee actually. It's lychee. So that is when if a fruit decides to have a LinkedIn profile. Yeah. So now I hand over the stage to our PO, Toastmaster Jaspreet Kaur.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Samita Kar. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Samita for conducting the meeting so very beautifully and so very fruitfully, I would say today. So it was a very fruitful meeting. There's a pun upon the word there. So thank you very much for doing that, Toastmaster Samita Kar. And before I move on further, we have guests in the meeting room and I want them to speak. First of all, Puneet. Puneet, please tell us about your feedback of the meeting, in a quick 15 to 20 seconds. Also tell us, are you a Toastmaster or you are a guest?
I just joined today to Gabbys, and this is my official first meeting. Though
Oh,
I
wow.
attended the one on Saturday, the previous Saturday, and I think this is fun. I am reminded of COVID days with Zoom meetings and fun interactions across the globe. So I look forward to engaging with all of you in the subsequent weeks. Thank you,
Great.
Jaspreet. Yeah, back to
Thank you
you.
so much, Puneet. We look forward to seeing you more often in the meeting. Yes, Ashutosh, you've been there all through. Quick feedback on the meeting. Did you get what you were looking for?
Yeah. It was a good meeting, and I like the main session also, and the innovation on having a table topic evaluator also. I sorely needed that. I've been out of practice for so long, so I loved the meeting. All it's great.
All right. Thank you so much, Ashutosh. Now, as we move ahead further, I would request all of you to please keep on voting side by side. That is also really very important. Now, we also have Jaya. Jaya, I hope you are also a Toastmaster, right? Jaya, if you
Yeah,
can.
I
Yeah.
was an ex-Toastmaster.
All right. So, a quick 15 to 20-second feedback on the meeting, Jaya.
It was lovely attending today to hear regarding podcasts by Brillian himself. And yeah, as usual, it's lovely to be here and attending table topics. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jaya. Thank you so much for being there. We look forward to having you again. Rahul Tiwari. Rahul, did you join in the beginning or towards the end?
Uh, Hi people, good evening.
Hello.
I joined just at 8 because I had another meeting, but
All right.
I noticed the 3 to 4 points which DTM Brilliant shared, so it was lovely. And about meeting, I loved the transition. For me, it was captivating because somewhere, there is some gaps between hand over the stage, but that gap I didn't feel, beautifully filled with our teammates' grace. So it was lovely to be here and learning as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Rahul. It's wonderful to get such feedback from the guests whenever they are there. So feedback has to be positive, negative, both. So both we are here to take it in our stride because the attempt is to keep on improving with every meeting whatsoever. Now, one thing in our attempt to keep on evolving and to keep on doing better, we have this habit at Gabby's of coming up with the woes and the vows of the meeting towards the end. So let's very quickly go through that as well today. Now, first woe is that the timer address could have been a little bit better in the beginning. It was not audible. So that is why we start the meeting 15 minutes in advance so that all the audio video checks can be done. Because the only role taker who had to explain things is the timer for the Thursday meeting. So it would be good if all these checks are done prior to the starting of the recording. All right. Now, the table topic master, Toastmaster Kala. The table topic guidelines got missed somewhere. So we could have taken care of that. When we started, the table topic guidelines could have been taken care of. And also the topics have to be crisp. They cannot be 1 or 2 sentences long. We need to come up with whatever we have to ask, we can bring it down to small little phrases. That is possible. So it's very important to be done. Now the vows are, again, I'll talk to Toastmaster Kala over here. I really like the way you began. You asked questions, audience engagement happens. So that is very good. So probably that is why you missed on the guidelines. But then we can again have a balance between both the things. Now, another wow factor for today is we had so many guests, and that too seasoned Toastmasters. That was a wonderful wow for our meeting today. And also, another wow factor is that the break time didn't happen today. We had to stop the discussion in the break to continue with the flow of the meeting. So this is a great thing. This is, and then if we look at the chat box, bubbling with messages one after the other, beautiful session conducted by DTM Brillian. Thanks a lot to him. And thanks a lot to the audience to make this session absolutely amazing, absolutely fruitful. And yes, that's it from my end. And now I hope everybody has voted. Yes, everybody has. And I have got the results with me. All right. So now the favorite role taker, I think I've already given a huge, it was my guess, but then it turned out to be fruitful because the best role taker is the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Samita Kar. Congratulations, Toastmaster Samita. And the favorite table topic speaker is DTM Harish Bilgi. DTM Harish, congratulations. Is he there? Yes, he's there. So DTM Harish, congratulations. And one thing I would like to tell about him to the audience over here, he's one person who joins our meeting. He joins our meeting while driving back home. Whether the session he's attending or he's taking the table topic also at times within his car. So, and then every Thursday I see him here. That's a great, great thing. DTM Harish would look forward to have you. Yes, you want to say something, I feel.
Because Gabbys literally take me on a good ride.
Yes, again, there's a pun coming up there. Thank you so much for being there. Look forward to having you again and again, DTM Harish. And as is the custom, the best auxiliary role taker is the timer because he's the one who takes care of the entire meeting. So congratulations over there as well. Is the timer there? Yes. Congratulations, Sameer, for that. And thank you very much for timing the entire meeting from the beginning till the end. So timer is a silent warrior in the meeting, needs to be acknowledged every now and then. So thank you very much. Thank you everybody for being there till the end with us. And yes, thank you very much, Toastmaster Pritpal Kaur. You accepted my request. You were here on Tuesday also and today as well. So again, this is what the Toastmasters community is all for. We are here to handhold each other whenever, however required. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great time and the remaining day ahead. Good evening, everybody.